Morning. So the intro screen, yes, I'm running. I didn't want to run late this morning, so this is the intro screen. So it is my daily thing now to try and understand every time I turn on this software the changes so that it works. So this weekend I will take the time to do that. So that's my first real breath. So we did our Two of Wands last night, me and Michael. And I realized I had been using my one Rider-Waite deck, my original one, for like 2 weeks straight. And I think my Marseille deck was starting to get jealous. So the Marseille deck it is. So, and again, we're going to see what the universe has for us today. And I'm going to just show my gratitude for having the reason to stop. Because I get in that habit of just run. So, there's my gratitude. And my drooping shoulders. And my taking the chance to breathe. I'm determined to have a fun time today. So, with that, let's see where we are today. See what the universe has for us. Taking that another breath. Just letting the shoulders droop again. Oh, that feels good. So, here is my 3 stacks. My 3 threads going out to the universe. Which thread shall we pull here? Because, as I always say, again, each one of these is a different thread going out to the universe. Each one's a different conversation. And based on which thread we pull will be what we carry with us throughout the day. And if there's a butterfly effect, it will carry on even further. So, today is Thursday. Leading into the weekend here. I'm going to go with what's on the very bottom. Let's see what's underneath everything. Hopefully everybody out there who is letting themselves relax. We are all tied together in this universe, right? If a viewer pops in, I'm going to look up and I'll see there's a view, and that's going to affect that moment, delay me just that micromillisecond. See, we are all attached. So, okay. So I'm going to flip over each card one at a time so we can read it like a book, and then by the time I get to this page, it may change everything that I had thought beforehand. So let's see what we have. Oh, today is the Page of Wands, and he is looking forward. And this is about learning. Sometimes Page of Wands are a message. And court cards can be us. It could be somebody we know. A situation. But let's see what he is looking at. And he is looking right ahead at the Knight of Swords. So This could be a progress, a learning. Because the Knight of Swords has this enthusiasm. He has this fire to just take something and run with it. So these are actually a good combination when you want to get something done. You have the inquisitiveness of youth, you have the fire of the knight, but sometimes you get inexperienced people together and we know what can happen, right? And what can happen is that choices come up and decisions not get made. And that's kind of what I was thinking along the lines of. Here we have the youngest person in the card. Here we have his slightly older brother. And they both have different ideas. Here we have somebody who is holding a wand, a baton, and that's about creativity, and that's about fire. You know, wands are fire, and he wants to do something creative. He wants to, you know, he's interested in the world around him. And here we have that slightly older person, and knights are fire. So page is the element of earth, knights are the element of fire, swords are thought, and so this guy here is sure that he's right, of course, always. That's just how the Knights of Wands generally are, and they get things done as long as they are right. But now we have a standoff. We have two opposing people. And again, courtyards could be people, it could be ourselves. This could be us looking in a mirror. Not sure what to do. So we have the advice card here. And the advice card is the Two of Cups. So, swords are a hard suit. Okay, so with the Two of Swords, you get those two clashing together right there. Generally, that can be a conflict. That could be the indecision that could make two people clash. These are two separate personalities. We have a personality who is grounded, he's younger. This would be somebody who's more interested in study. Maybe, yeah, like I was as a kid, where I was a bookworm, but I'm also like, I was a musician even as a kid, so I could absolutely relate to this. And then here's my older brother who drives a Trans Am. So we have these conflicting ideas and these conflicting desires and these conflicting wants. And it could be, again, two people, but the deal is that there's that stalemate and that indecision. And if you look at this plant, it wants to grow, but it's kind of trapped inside there. We get trapped, our ideas and what we want to do just kind of gets trapped in indecision, and sometimes nothing happens. But the card really is just telling us we need to take a look, and maybe it's not so much about who's right, because the swords want to say, I am right. And maybe we need to just remember actually that there is a compassionate side, that we need to take that breath, and that making choices with the heart, with taking other people into consideration. And to me, because I'm the last of 6 kids, I just see this as sibling rivalry right here. And I tell you what, sibling rivalry, yeah, it's an absolute swords situation. Absolutely. I totally see that. But we're an adult now. So, when our shoulders get hunched up, kind of like mine are right now, maybe it's because I'm thinking about sibling rivalry. Maybe it's that breath we need to take. And instead of just standing off, it's like the opening salvo could be maybe some compassion, some empathy. really take a hard look at what the other person is saying. They may not be capable of it because they're doing the swords thing, but we can't take responsibility for other people. We can only take responsibility for our reactions. We can only worry about our side of the street, right? So instead of having this in between us, let's try offering this. I mean, that's the picture right there for any of you artists out there. I mean, that just looks like a big hole in the middle of everything, and these are swords, and they're just like at cross purposes. Whereas that looks like something could actually get done. Looks more like a celebration, more like each other taking each other into consideration. So for today, examine our motives, examine where we are, and again, this could be people, it could be two different sides of ourselves, could be two different situations. But when there's a stalemate, what comes between the two choices? Do we want swords? Or do we want to remember this morning and think about the cups? So when we put this back in its proper order, we can see its natural outcome. This is the advice, which means it's not that natural outcome. So again, thank you very, very much. And thank you for being there to help motivate, give me a reason to do this. And I will be back here again tomorrow, 7:15. Memorial Day here in America is coming up, which means generally a day off. But I've even been using this as my excuse. Let me be more polite here. Been using this as my excuse to even make myself, instead of staying in bed until 11 o'clock, going to bed super late the night before, I'm even using this as my excuse to have to go to bed at a good time, still take care of myself, and get up and do this. So I'm expecting to still be up on Monday too, 7:15. So with that, thank you very. Oh, I have one other thing. Last night's Two of Wands that we did, which you can see on YouTube, that was a lot of fun. I would not have thought that just looking at the number 4 for an hour would have been that much fun. So if you want to see a fun time, you should take a look at that. I think me and Michael had a blast. Again, thank you very, very much, and have an amazing day.